Hello everyone. Today in this tutorial I am going to show you how we can work with strings in Python. So let's begin. First of all, what is a string? Actually, if we just think about the term string, so what is it? Actually, whenever we think about the term string, the first thing that comes in our mind is a kind of a thread. So why use the word string over here in Python? Think of that. If you like to make a garland, you are making a garland, so you are using a thread to put together all the flowers in the garland one after the other. So therefore, what are we doing? We are using a string to put together similar kind of things together. That is, maybe we are using different flowers in a garland, but all are flowers. So this is what also can be thought of as a concept in programming, that string is like a thread using which we are going to put together different characters which can be typed from the keyboard as well as other characters as well. Strings in Python, they can not only handle the characters, regular English alphabet characters, capital letters, small letters, numeric values, the particular punctuation marks, but also it can handle other languages like the Devanagari script, Bengali, or any other languages. So it means that it can not only support ASCII characters but also Unicode characters. So let's begin with simple way, so that how can we create strings in Python. Throughout this tutorial I'll be using Visual Studio Code, which is going to help us to run the programs, write the programs, debug the programs properly in a single particular IDE. So let's begin. To begin with, I will create a new file and I will simply name it str example.py, and as soon as I do that, it opens on the right hand side of the IDE. So on the left hand side you will see all the files put together, and on the right hand side whatever files you open, it will be displayed over here, and by clicking on run and start debugging, you can start your debugging or running the program. Over here you also can click over here to run it, or you can also press the F5 function key to run the program. So let's check how we can do. So first of all, what are strings? This is the main question. What are strings? So whenever we say strings in a programming language, so we can say that we can answer this particular question at it is something, or we can say it is a sequence. It is a sequence of characters. This is the simplest of the definitions. It is a sequence of characters. Now how do we create this sequence of characters? So this particular program that I am going to show you, we are going to learn about creating strings. So let's create a string. So let's take a variable called str _1. This is the name of a variable, str _1. So to create a string, we must put it within a single inverted comma or a double inverted comma. Anyone will work. Python does not discriminate between single inverted comma or double inverted comma. Both are going to allow you to create a string. So as you can see, I have not written anything inside the double quotation marks. So therefore at this point we can call this string an empty string. That means nothing is there in it. So therefore to create a string, just type something. So suppose if I type, this is Python programming. So whatever I wrote within the double inverted comma, this will be considered as a string, and where it is being stored, it is stored in str_1 variable. So let me show you that I am going to put this same string, same thing, same sequence of characters under another variable str2, but within single inverted comma. So as you can see, I have created two different strings over here. One is str_1 and another one is str_2. But and how they are created? They are created using a double inverted comma and by using a single inverted comma. So actually Python does not have any kind of difference if you want to create something using double inverted comma or single inverted comma. Both are going to be treated as a string. Sometimes we also say that string is equivalent with text. String is equivalent with text, where whatever is written will be considered as a text. That means only characters. Even if we enter numeric values also, they will be considered as a text, not numeric values. So therefore whenever we are working with this particular or any kind of strings, it will be considered as a text. You can sometimes use this particular word as a synonym, but in programming terms we always use the term string. For understanding purposes, definitely you can use the term text. So as I did right now, I saved my program, and let's check out how we can print the strings. So at this point I am going to printing the string. To print the string, just type the print function and type in the name of the variable. Type in the name of the variable, and it is going to print the particular variable's value. Whatever is there, it is going to print it. So let's run the program. Okay, so let's run, start debugging, Python file. As you can see over here, it is showing this is your Python programming. Same thing, whatever we wrote inside this particular place, it is showing this to me. Okay, so now this is how we write or create a string. This is a simple method of creating a string that we have. We can do lot of things by using a string, but we have to also keep in mind that what we are trying to do is we are trying to create a string at this point of time. Now as I said that we can definitely use different kinds of characters and everything. So what if I need to highlight something? I mean sometimes we are using some important words in a text. In those cases we put those important words within quotation marks. Now we are already using quotation marks to represent the strings. So what if I want to just highlight a word with quotation marks? Let's check it out. So I'll just modify this particular program. Over here, let me just comment this string. This is currently not required at this point. So we have, this is Python programming. Now as we can see, we have written this particular text or written this particular string within double inverted comma. So if I want to highlight the word Python, I have to use single inverted comma. So this is how it works. So if you are wrapping the string within double quotation marks, to highlight a word you need to use single quotation marks, whereas if you start it with a single quotation marks, you should use double inverted comma. So let's run the program and check it out, what's the output. So as you can see, it is showing the word Python within single inverted comma. So it means that whenever we are particularly trying to put something as in quotation marks within a string, we just need to use a different one. So over here I have a double quotation marks starting, then this is, then I put a single inverted comma, then again close it with a double inverted comma. Now in the case of the second string, in the case of this particular second string, what we can do, if I, as you can see, this is starting with a single inverted comma, then I have to put a double inverted comma over here, double inverted comma, and let's print this and check it out. As you can see, the second line, in the second line, it is showing this particular double inverted comma over here in this particular line. So this is how we can create a string, and after creating a string, if we want to highlight some word by using quotation marks, we can do that. And when we start a word with, we start a string with a single quotation mark, we use double quotation inside it, and when we start with a double quotation, then we use single quotation within the string. Okay, so this is how we can simply create a string and all. Now what if I want to use that simply I want to use some other characters, like suppose let me just rephrase or create one more string with us. str_3 is equals to, within double inverted comma, let me write, this is Lisa's house. Okay, so let's check it out, what happens if I want to do this kind of sentence. Means I want to write, as you can see, I have given apostrophe s. We do this in English. So let's check it out. If I run this program, what happens? Oh, sorry, I didn't print this statement. So this is simply the easiest way to print normally when we are writing these things. Okay, so just use apostrophe as s, it is going to print it as usual. Now what if you are writing a dialog? What if you are writing a dialog? So I'll just erase this one and let me write a dialog as such, that is, I said. Now when we write a dialog, we put it inside double inverted comma, that is, I'll. Now as you can see, as I am typing, there is a red underline, it is showing me. That means what I am typing is, this particular IDE is showing me that something wrong is going on. As you can see, this is a single quotation mark, and I definitely can use a double quotation mark. Now as soon as I put this single quotation mark over here, it means the string has ended. It means the string has ended and I am writing something outside the string. So therefore this is not going to be a part of the string. Now if I continue to type this, I'll be home by evening. So as you can see, all and everything that I'm typing is being shown within a particular red line. It is being indicated by the red line. So that means I have made some kind of mistakes. If you are using Python ideally, you will not be getting this kind of facilities, that when you continuously type, you will not be getting a facility that is going to show you that where your mistakes are. So as you can see that this is a mistake. So let's check it out. If I print it, so these two lines are at this point not required, so let's just comment it. Comment is out, and these prints are not also required, so I'll comment this out. Let's run it. So as you can see over here, it is giving me syntax error, invalid syntax. This is not a proper valid syntax. That means we are getting an error. So let's check it out how this particular thing works. Now we have a system over here that is actually called escape sequence. Escape sequence means that we are in need of a special character over here. We are in need of a special character over here. So what I have to do is just put a backslash in front of this, but as you can see, it is still showing underline because now the string is not yet completed. So let me just complete it with a single quotation mark. Now the string is completed properly. So as you can see, now if I print it, if I run the program, it is showing me as I want it to show us. So therefore, whenever we are in need to print some dialogues that should be within the double inverted comma, we should start the string with a single inverted comma. This is just a very simple trick. If we start the string with a single inverted comma, then we could use it as a proper dialog, because we need to keep the dialog within the double inverted comma. So this is how we do that. Now there are lot of escape sequence characters in Python, and we'll be discussing them shortly. Moving on, let's see what can we do when we need strings in multiple lines. Definitely there are cases where we are writing a lot of text, where a lot of text is being written, and how can we take it to the next line while we are typing. So at this point I'll simply comment out this line, and we'll use only str_1 for our example purpose. Okay, so let's remove the comments with this one. So now let's delete this. Now at this point we have to write multiple lines. So suppose if I am writing it within single inverted comma, this is Python programming. Now what if you want to go to the next line, means you want to go to the next line and start typing. You can use a slash over here, just a slash, then press enter, and you will be continuing in the next line. So sorry, I made a little bit typing mistake over here. We'll be continuing in the next line. So what I can do, I can, in the next line I can write, I love to do programming. So this is how we can go to the next line. We just need to put a slash, backslash, and then press the enter button to go to the next line for multi-line strings. So this is how your multi-line strings are there, and we have split the two lines, means we are writing it in multiple lines. Means multiple lines means in line number 6 and line number 7 we are writing the same string. But my question over here is, will it print in 2 lines? Let's check it out. Will it print in 2 lines? So as you can see, it is showing in one line itself. As I'm writing over here str_1, this is a Python programming, then I give a slash over here, and automatically this tab space was taken. So it is showing that space over here, but the string is being displayed in a single line. So this particular slash character is used to type in the text within the code in multiple lines, but it is not going to print it in multiple lines. Now what to do if we want to print it multiple lines? What to do? I want the printing to be done in multiple lines. So let us check an escape sequence character that is going to help us to do that. So over here I can just type over here \n, and it is going to print this particular line, print this particular I love to do programming, this particular line in the next line. So let's check it out how it works. So as you can see, it is printing the next sentence in the next line. \n stands for new line. Whenever we want to get a new line through programming, just use the \n character in a string. It will produce a new line. By default, our Python print statement after printing always uses that means the end of the Python print statement is by default a new line. So this is something that we should remember while working with strings, that if I want to print something in the next line, remember I am saying print in the next line. So in that case we can use this \n new line escape sequence character to do so. Now moving on, what about more multi-line strings? Now as we can see that we can use this \n character also, \n character to do the programming, means to print the particular sentence in the next line. There is one more method using which we can do that. So let's check it out. So instead of this particular sentence, now I am going to just copy this line. I am going to copy this and assign it to this particular statement. Now as you can see, this particular statement is written within triple quotations when used, and when assigned to a variable they will automatically print as it is written, So as you can see, what are strings? I have written answer is a sequence of characters. Now let me just write one more line over here. So it is very helpful. Just I will use this simple sentence. Now as soon as I try to print it, it will print as it is I have written. So over here as you can see, the text is being printed in 3 separate lines as I have written in the variable. So this is also a method by using which we can create a multi-line string. So this video will end now. I hope this has helped you. More videos are going to come on this strings chapter. Thank you.